Hello and welcome back to Rotherham Real Talks. So our next guest, we've got Emma from New Day Nutrition. Hi Emma, how are we doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Better now it's cooling down a little bit.
Yes, no, it's been a lovely few days. Yeah, it's definitely cooled down now, isn't it? So do you want
Yeah.
to jump into a bit of your background and like an overview of what New Day Nutrition is and what your mission is?
Of course, yeah. So my background is in education. So I've worked in schools quite a long time. I was going down the route of teaching, and I decided it wasn't for me. I absolutely hated it. I was really miserable, and came out of teaching and decided that we wanted to try for a family. So fast forward a few years, had a family. Had three pregnancies quite close together. So I first discovered Nutrition Club myself when my little one was 3 months old. So at the time, I had three under three. In between
Wow.
each pregnancy, yeah, wow, yeah, it gets better. In between each pregnancy, I'd put more and more weight on, become more and more miserable, and was actually surrounded by people at the time who wasn't that supportive. So I think I just needed some help and just needed to find myself again. So I got started on the plan myself, lost 3.5 stone, 81 centimeters, and then I got pregnant again.
Wow.
So I've now got four and five. So definitely never a dull moment.
No,
So when I was in,
I thought I was bad with 2 under 10, but
yeah, yeah. So yeah, as you can imagine, my life is a circus. Um, so as one thing that I noticed when I was in the club at the time, is Mission Nutrition up at Wickersley. I loved the buzz of the club. The coaches got a buzz when they were helping other people, and the environment was such a positive environment. And I thought within about a few days, I'd love to be a coach here one day. So fast forward again, I started helping a few of my mum friends, a few of my friends and family,
yeah,
to get on a plan as well, and then realised actually, yeah, this is something that I would love to do. So I started working very part time, as you can imagine, around my family, and realised that there were a gap in the market for helping other people to get the support that I'd got basically. So yeah, so can continue to start building a little bit of a business, and then I moved out when my little one was 3 months old, the fourth little one, and I opened this club back in 2023 in Dalton in Rotherham, and I've never looked back since. So yeah, it's growing.
great stuff. Well, it sounds like you've definitely had your handfulls and you definitely keeping yourself busy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I bet no day's going to be the same with all the kids about.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I struggle with just two, so hats off.
thank you.
Yeah, running a business and a family is hard going. So yeah, definitely hats off to you. So can you tell us a little bit more about how that began then? As what was the initial interest to say was that, oh, I really want to do this myself. What was that
It,
the
It
bug you
was the
got?
people.
The
It was
people.
the people. And in club, like I say, there's recognition for everything, not just the non-scale, not just the scale victories, but the non-scale victories. We also look at like changing people's eating habits, their daily habits, and things like that. So I thought I want to help other people to realise that it's not just a weight loss club, which is what sometimes it can be perceived to be, but we're not just weight loss at all. So I just wanted other people to feel good and to be recognised for just making daily changes really. And I knew that from my kind of teaching background and working with children, that actually there's a lot of adults out there that need this as well. A lot of adults that need the support, they need the friendships, they need the community, and they need the recognition for things that they're doing daily. So that's when I just thought, I want to do this. I want to make people feel as good as I feel.
No, you've just answered my next question, so that was brilliant. So what are you local to Dalton then? Can you explain whereabouts you are based? So if anyone needs to come down and see you, they know where to come.
Yeah, so we're based in where most people know as the old doctor's surgery on Magna Lane.
Yep.
So it's quite relatively easy to find. It's in a little block with the makeup rooms, Studio 65. So yeah, it's what's known as the old doctor's surgery. Quite a long building, and we're just in the end of there.
Okay, great stuff. So let's talk a little bit about the three areas that you focus on down there. Obviously, weight loss and then weight gain. I suppose that's
Yeah,
an issue sometimes as well. Just general
yeah,
health, and then the sports element of stuff that you get involved with as well. Do you want to just
yeah.
cover off those for us?
Yeah, so like I said, when I said about we're not just a weight loss, so people do come to us because sometimes it's mental health struggles as well. People just want that support. They want to know that they're eating regularly. They want to know about balance as well. So across them three areas, it's about we're trying to encourage a balanced diet and also the same kind of fundamentals of eating regularly, making sure your body's getting the nutrition and the hydration that it needs. So depending on what goal you've got, we would then sit down with that individual because we do work on a one-to-one basis. There is no group therapy, there is no classes, it's purely one-to-one. So based on each person's need or whatever's driving their goals, we would sit down and kind of build those fundamentals into their plan based on their height and their weight. So whichever kind of area they're wanting covered, it depends really. There's no like one size fits all. So each person that comes through the door has got different background, different life, different lifestyles, different goals and things like that. So that's where we spend the time to work out and kind of work with that person to make a personal plan, personalised plan.
Yeah, so everybody's one. Do you have any group like successes and you share the wins, or is it all just one-to-one basis?
What do you mean, sorry?
So if people obviously they you guys tailor their experience to whatever they're
Yeah.
wanting to get out of it, and then obviously there's a number of people that you guys are involved with. Do you share the wins when people hit those goals as a
Oh yeah.
or that's yeah so there
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a team
Sorry.
and a community element of it as well as just the one-to-one support.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think I touched on this at first when I said about the recognition. We recognise them off their daily habits. So if it's someone who comes through the door and they drink like 10 cups of coffee a day, we'll celebrate the fact that they've drunk three litres of water. Or someone who kind of can skip meals, it'd be like, oh, well done, you've had your breakfast today. It's kind of celebrating what's important to them.
Yeah,
So we have like a group that's for us in club that we kind of share motivation. So that's part of being a member. You get to be part of a group where we share that. Also on our social medias, the people who want to be on social media will like to share their win boards and their stories and their success stories because it's sure to reach out to someone and inspire someone out there who's perhaps thinking, I'm starving all the time, or I'm not eating very well, or actually I'd like to gain a little bit of weight healthily. So there's always someone out there that one of our members can perhaps relate to, or
really.
they can relate to one of our members.
Yeah, and there's a like a visual aspect of a success story. This
Yeah,
not just we do this, we do that, but we're actually showing off the results as well. So no,
yeah,
that's
and we do have sometimes testimonials of our members who will, put on their stories as well, which is really helpful because they can tell their story better than I can tell their story.
of course, yeah. There's nothing better than word of mouth and obviously recommendations and reviews and stuff. Uh,
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, next level because yeah,
They go a long way, don't they?
definitely you can't say it better than what a person can say themselves. It's the experience that they've had personally.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree
Um,
with
So, is there any standout like success stories that you've helped with since you've started? Is that any
you.
major? Is like say top three people? That's I
Top three people.
you don't have
This
to
is
disclose anyone's names and stuff because unless they're happy to do that. But what's like? I'm really proud of that and that individual and how far they've come.
Yeah, so it's hard to choose three out of our members because they're all absolutely amazing. They've all got their own stories. But I think my first one is a lady called Susan, and she's happy to be named. Susan came because she was in a very bad place mentally. She wasn't eating anything. She was drinking coffee, nothing, biscuits, and she always says quite openly and so on social media and things that if it wasn't for us, she wouldn't be here, which I find absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah,
She yeah, she's gone from not eating, and even the pictures when we show her pictures, her skin is completely different because she's actually getting nutrients now.
yeah,
She's gone from not really leaving the house for 2 years to now she goes on a plane to visit her daughter in Gibraltar up to 3 or 4 times a year. So when you look at it like that, it's not just about the physical aspects of change, but it's about boosting people's confidence and knowing there's someone around them. And even on her dark day, she'll say to me, but I know at least I know I've got you lot and I've got you down here, which is like I can't believe that we make much of a difference, but to people just so yeah. Susan's got to be the number one, I think. The other one, close to being our biggest loser, is Sam. So Sam's very close to 4 stone. She's gone from eating quite a lot of rubbish to now being quite disciplined, quite focused, but still enjoys her life. So that she comes back to club, and I said, yeah, I had a really nice weekend, but then with the accountability that club brings, she can just jump back on a plan, and she's there going forward. Another one is one of our coaches, Diane. So Diane is a grandma, and when she first came to club, she was suffering with menopause symptoms. She couldn't chase out around after her grandchildren. She was always out of breath, and yeah, she was just buying the next size clothes up rather than trying to do
Right.
anything about it in terms of eating well. And she's now back to chasing her grandchildren round. She's lost 3 stone. She's cracking. So yeah, and she's actually become one of our coaches because again, she was in club. She loved seeing the results that people got, loved being around us, and yeah, so she's now on our coaching team.
Yeah, so it's literally been life changing for some of the
Life changing. Yeah, it was definitely life changing for me.
yeah,
And that's kind of my mission to help change other people's lives to feel as good as what I feel now.
brilliant. No, it's saying you've got some amazing members down there. Then by the sounds of it,
Absolutely, yeah. So
actually,
picking three is really hard.
yes. Sorry to put you on the spot.
She
Um,
left me top 40.
well, we could do a list afterwards if you want, and we can stick that on. So, so there's obviously a clear sense of community down at the club. What's that? What's that like to be involved in?
You know, reading the questions that you sent me previous, and one of them was something about like, was it intentional to be community driven? The real answer is yes, but no. Like I know, and I feel like people need a community. That's the whole point of having a nutrition club that people can come together. But it's now described by our members as a New Day family, which it's like a bit of a pinch me moment. Like what you consider me is family, and yeah, and it's so nice to be a part of. Like I feel like I'm the glue, but not just me, the other coaches. Everyone is a piece of the glue that kind of brings everyone together. And like people have formed friendships now outside of club. They go out on nights out together, they go for walks together. And what makes me smile is always unlikely people that you want to put them with them. You think, I
Yeah,
can't believe like you've got a single mum that's like going out with a 60-year-old woman, or you know, we've got like friendships that have come about that you would never ever have thought. And it's just about just nice people coming together and just supporting each other really. And like I know now sometimes if I were in trouble or if I needed a lift home or whatever, I could even ring one of my members and say, please, can you just help me? And they would. So, yeah, it's definitely, it was never intended to be like it is, but the fact that it's like a family now is more than I could ever have wished for. So,
yeah,
yeah,
it's just happened naturally.
it's just happened naturally. Yeah, it's just come
Yeah.
out of nowhere. And like I say, it's not me that's kind of tried to force this New Day family. It's the members that actually describe it as a New Day family, which is really lovely.
Amazing. But well, if you ever get stuck and you miss a taxi or a bus or anything, you know you've got plenty of backup.
Yeah, definitely. And I know the people, type of people that would just drop everything and just help. Yeah, so real lucky.
So how back to the like one-to-one element of it? How important is it to have that safe and welcoming space to open up a little bit about their personal health to obviously one of the coaches? How important is that to have
Yeah.
that separate from the rest of the group?
I think it's really, really, really probably one of the most important things actually, because some of the people that walk through the door are heads down, really vulnerable, really shy, really uncertain, and you can see within a few hours of being in club or a few visits, they're actually starting to become comfortable and feel a part of it. And sometimes when you sit down with someone, or what can appear to be one of their goals, actually it's much deeper than that. So having someone they can talk to and having someone to listen, and by the end of it, we get people that cry and they're really sad. And they apologise for it, and it's like you don't need to apologise. That's what the whole point of this is to talk it through. So yeah, you do get a lot of raw emotion comes out of what somewhere it seems like it's out of nowhere. And that's because it's more than just them wanting to eat more regularly or they want to lose half a stone or something. It goes much deeper than that. And it's about sometimes they're unhappy with themselves or they've got no confidence or low self-esteem. So yeah, it's ultimately like one of the most important things for them to be able to come and be able to build those friendships with the coaches. And, you know, they've got someone to confide in and speak to. So yeah. And even down to the honesty sometimes of the foods they're eating and things. you need someone that's going to be able to help, but without being. You need a critical friend, and sometimes what we are. We do provide sometimes a tough love coaching, but that's how we get results by being honest with people.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I've noticed that within my own business. I've got an accountability group that I report back to weekly, and the difference that makes. So yes, we
Yeah,
all have good and bad days, and I'm sure we're all the same, especially with his own diets. She's like, oh, I shouldn't have had that takeaway on Saturday. And
it, yeah,
yeah, but if they're coming back to the groups or the one-to-one session to say, yeah, I've done this really well, and then sorry, I had a kebab,
yeah,
they will feel guilty themselves. But it's okay. We're
yeah,
have that discussion. Why did we fall into that, or was your
yeah,
night out, etc. That's why we ended up falling off the rails a little bit. But let's
yeah.
put that to one side and put another plan in place. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, or if it does happen again, not as regular. Um,
Yeah, and for us, it's about we try to enforce this 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time you're on plan, 20% is for living life. And,
yeah,
a lot of the members, including me, have remembered where I've gone to bed because I'm so hungry and I've run out of my allowance for the day. Whatever that may be, whereas trying to kind of enforce, yeah, you've had to throw your whole week away or throw your whole day away, you can keep moving forward. It's option. And if it's maybe something that we wouldn't have as advice, so next time you do that, if you do order a kebab, maybe go for this one or this one. So people don't come through the door and feel ashamed. We never want that to be the thing. We want it to be great. Well, have a nice weekend. Yep, lovely, brilliant. Let's move on and more into the daily habit. Something. It's about then at your next snack or your next meal, actually just following your plan and continuing on with it.
yeah. No, it's very, very important. I've seen a massive difference within
Does that
my.
make sense?
No, yeah, 100% makes sense. And that accountability and having that person to speak to about, I might have gone off the rails a little bit, but yeah, let's move forward, and not dwell on the negatives, and like, yeah, let's swap and
Yeah,
change of what we can and can't do.
that's it. Yeah, not dwelling on it, but
Yeah, because yeah,
yeah, and reminding them how far they've come as well. Like, really important.
yeah, because we all enjoy a kebab now and then as well. So
Yeah, and some chocolate.
definitely some chocolate sometimes. Yeah. So have you got any exciting up and coming events or extra classes or even challenges that you're facing at the moment?
So we've recently duplicated a club in Bolby. So we've one of the coaches decided that she wanted to do what I did and move out. So we call it giving birth, not physically giving birth because I couldn't do that again ever. But yeah, so we've kind of we built up a club of Sarah Cattell, who's built a few members, and now she's moved out to achieve nutrition in Bolby. So we're kind of now reaching out to people of Doncaster because there is a bit of a niche up there as well, and people needing our help. And the same plan is to kind of do the same again. So just to find someone who's passionate, who loves being in club, who wants to do the same again, and then we're looking now towards kind of yeah, just different areas of Rotherham. So nothing in the pipeline immediately, but definitely keeping ears open for the next club that's going to
Or the
pop up
next?
soon.
Oh, brilliant. So yeah, you're definitely expanding and going to take over
Next,
South Yorkshire.
yeah, yeah, of course, why not?
But yeah, well, why not? Aim big.
Aim
So
big, yeah.
well, we've just covered the next one, which was what's next for you guys. So how we'll expand on it a little bit. How are you getting the word out for that? Is it just word of mouth within the clubs that you're already run? And is there any collaboration
Yeah.
with other areas and maybe other nutrition groups to try and expand that naturally?
Yeah, so we are looking to do a relaunch in the summer. So I'm teaming up with my husband, who's now coming on board, developers in club, and we're going to do a bit of a refurb of club and try and make it make more use of the space. It's getting a little bit cramped, a little bit crowded, but I love the premises, so we just want to try and make it work. So we're going to do a relaunch in September, and hoping to kind of expand with that as the club grows. You know, hoping the members can grow.
Mhm.
What was the second part of the question? Sorry. Are we collaborating?
Are you collaborating with any other organisations that do something similar with you, just to spread the word?
Well, there is like a cat. There is a group that we do collaborate. So we've got the other club up in Wickersley, one in Thircroft as well, Pathway, Staveley. So there is a few of us within the same organisation, and
Mhm.
we go on regular training events. So that's just to keep up with our skills and learning how to be the best coaches that we can be. And we also learn from each other. So I would say that's the best way of collaborating with each other and just to learn from each other what's working and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's an ongoing thing as well.
Brilliant.
We're also going to be having a local fair up at St Bede's school in the summer, where we're going to be showcasing some of the results, speaking to people and maybe doing some testing. Because one of the things that we do as well, Daryl, in our wellness evaluation that we offer is where you do a body scan and that kind of looks at your internal stats. That's the kind of stuff that you can't see. So that's where we kind of work on that holistic approach of we're not just about the number on the scales. It is that holistic approach and kind of what's going off inside as well. So at these local fairs, we'll be doing maybe visceral fat testing or checking people's metabolic age, which is something that people are really keen to know.
Yeah, I think as technology gets better, I think my scales at home can connect to an app on my phone, and it tells you your water levels, your metabolic age, which is a bit rubbish
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
because it's more than how old I am. So, which is obviously there's room for improvement there. I'm definitely not 42, but the scale thinks I am. And yeah, the stats and data that it pulls is like, how does it work all that out? So yeah, obviously more
yeah,
information you've got, the better chance you have to like organize it. This is where we need to move, and what this is what sort of plan we and what your physical body,
yeah,
what this is what your body needs.
absolutely. Yeah.
Because everyone's different.
Yeah, and that kind of we use it for. We use it for a method to kind of work towards because it measures progress. So it's just to kind of work something to work along the lines of. But also the one that's really powerful is people's progress photos because sometimes it might be that you feel like you've not made a difference or you can't see a difference, but then when the pictures are put side by side, the change is huge, even down to people's smile and their posture, how they stand, their skin, yeah, everything about it. So progress photos are a real success for us, along with centimeters. So we also measure progress in centimeters because again, we're looking at people's change, whether it be weight gain or weight loss. You can't get away from centimeter loss. It's just it's incredible sometimes the amount of centimeter loss that people can have, but there's not much change on the scales. So that's really motivating.
Yeah, because I suppose when you look at yourself in the mirror every day, you're not going to see those small changes
You
because
don't see it.
you see it
No.
every day. But like you say, if you put
Yeah.
like a picture of day one and maybe month two or three, there'll be a significant difference.
Yeah, massive difference.
But
Yeah.
oh yeah,
So we do these photos quite regularly, and they're also on our social media, obviously with people's permission. But yeah,
yeah,
some of them are like they are, and the life changing people who have not worn shorts for years are now wearing shorts, and to them that's such a big deal, and it's like what they want to work towards. So yeah, we can help with anything you want to put your mind to.
yeah, and I think that's be a massive confident boost for a lot of people as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, what would be one piece of advice that you could give to anybody that's currently listening, of what's the best, where would they start on their healthy journey if they feel stuck at the moment?
So you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. So I would just say, drop us a message. We don't bite. We're really friendly, and it's just a conversation. And sometimes, like people think if they're coming for an evaluation or a conversation, that's it. They're tied in and they're signed up and everything. And we're really not like that. There's been times where we've said to people, look, we don't think it's for you. So that's why we like to meet the person to see whether it's something that we can help with first. So I would just say, reach out, let's have a conversation. It's a 45-minute appointment, and yeah, we can go from there really. But if you are just feeling uncertain, it's just about taking that first step really, and to know that however scared or anxious you're feeling, someone's definitely been there and took the first step before you, and now it's changed their life. So yeah, I would just say just take that first step, as cliche as it is.
Yeah, so that's wrapping up today's episode then. So people can find you on Instagram and Facebook, and then have you got links to your websites on there? Or if I is
Yes, there is links. Yeah, there's also a booking link as well, so you don't even have to
brilliant,
message. You can actually just book.
book straight into the calendar.
Yeah, book straight in calendar link. You can just have a look when suits you and just book in via that. So it says, there's several options. You can also there's also my telephone number on there. You can ring me, and yeah, or you can even just pop in if that's something. If you're around the area or you just want to come in, you can always just pop in and see us, and we can either speak to you if we've got time there and then, or book you an appointment.
Yeah, so on the back of that one then, when are the classes and stuff?
So, like I said before, it's all one to one. So we are open 6 days a week. So depending on when suits you, um, generally, we'll sometimes we will do it. We open 7 in the morning, and we're generally here all morning. Although that can extend out if need be.
Hmm. Good stuff.
So there's no set opening closing times.
Right, okay, and obviously if all your contact
I'm not
details.
here all day, by the way. Just to
No,
point
yeah.
that out.
Well, you've got to be a busy mum as well, aren't you? So
Yeah,
you can't be there all day. But like, if there's plenty of
yeah,
ways to get hold of you and
yeah. I might
arrange
have
those
a child
appointments.
on my hip.
Well, there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
so that's why it's best to kind of arrange because I might be juggling one on my head and one on my knee, but yeah, I'll get to talk to you somehow. But yeah, on a serious note, yeah, it's just about sometimes people might say, well, evening's better for me, then I'll arrange a telephone call of an evening, or we can sometimes arrange to come in and have an evening. It depends when people can come. So based on, then um based on what's the outcome of the telephone call, then we can move forward and explain about our membership and plans and things like that.
Brilliant stuff. So I'll grab all the links and stuff
Because we
off.
have got we have got
Yeah, no, I'll grab
yeah,
all the links off you
yeah, I'll
on the
send them.
call if you send them over, and I'll stick all that into the show notes. So there'll be no, yeah, everyone will be able to know how to get hold of you if they need to, and then obviously it'll all get shared out onto social media. So definitely go over and follow what these guys are doing on social media because I've had a look through your socials, and yeah, the massive differences between people, especially them before and after pictures, they're the ones that stand out on the socials.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the stories that you
yeah,
told, it is life changing for a lot of people and a massive
yeah,
confident boost. So if you wanted to dive in a little bit and just take a look at some of the showcases of what Emma's achieved and what the club's achieved, yeah, go have a look at that and then reach out to, and I'm sure Emma can stick you in somewhere in and around the kids and help and get an appointment booked in for you. So thank you very much, Emma, for coming on. And yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on as a guest. And it sounds like you're doing some amazing work down there. So yeah, keep going, and I'll look forward to
thank you, Darryl.
seeing what you do next. And then hopefully we'll get you on for a part two, maybe in another 6 months or so, as you grow. And
Absolutely, yeah,
if
thank
this
you for having
other
me.
if this other group in Balby gets going, let us know, and we'll definitely share it out
Yeah,
as well.
I'll visit them. Yeah, all
Great
right,
stuff.
thank you, Darryl.
No problem at
All
all.
right, speak
Speak to you
soon.
all soon. Thank you for listening, guys.